If you ain't talking money, then I don't wanna talk.
Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks off singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Then they still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks off singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam them.
If you ain't talking money, then I don't wanna talk.
Still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks off singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Then they still gon' stunt. Diamonds look like they glowing. 50 stacks off singles, I make it look like it's snowing. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Treat them like jack boys, catch them slipping and slam. Jack boys, catch them slipping and slang them. Treat them like Jack boys, catch them slipping and slang them. Then I'm still gon' stunt.
Get ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025, at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an awards ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 YouTube categories and many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
Hey, yo. Oh, hold on. Hold up. Hello, can you hear me? Oh. Welcome to another late edition of the We-On-Loc Nation channel. I just want to see if I can hear myself. All right, y'all. This thing got me bugging with this whole Marcellus thing. Marcellus Williams is supposed to be executed tomorrow. I pray for the brother. I pray for a whole lot of people who are innocent, and the citizens know that they're innocent, and even the Supreme Courts know that they're innocent. But really, it's just all about setting the examples of we are the United States of America, and we can do anything that we want here in the United States of America. I hope everybody can hear me. But here's my problem. You're executing someone who has proven their innocence, and yet you got possibly district attorneys or, FBI informants, all types of people tampering with evidence. I know that because it happened to Corey Miller, aka C Murder. It happened to Hurricane Carter. For those who are old enough, which is kind of impossible because we're living in the era of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But for those just in case who are old enough to know Hurricane Carter, the boxer, who was framed and sent to prison for life. Corey Miller, aka C Murder, who was in prison for life, accused of killing a 16-year-old kid. Now you got Marcellus Williams, who's about to get executed tomorrow. But I've read that there has been an appeal, and they've been trying to appeal, and they're trying to appeal this thing to elongate his last walk. And I will be reading the reports in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, when I read into this, I had to look into all the Pacific states that are. I'm live, honey. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm live there. All the Pacific states that clearly had the death penalty. Nevada is one of them. Nevada, Nevada, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Texas, Mississippi, Carolina. You know where I'm going with this. All the Pacific states that have the death penalty. And with that, what does that tell you? That tells you if you're a Southerner and you live in the southern states, be prepared. If you are innocent, you better have all the evidence stacked in your favor. Otherwise, the Supreme Courts do not care and have never, ever, 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 ever care for your well-being. You have a Negro in Clarence Thomas who has been a Supreme Court justice for over 2 decades, 2 or 3 decades, and does not care for your well-being. You have a Mexicano up there in the Supreme Court, a female Mexicano who does not care about your well-being. And the rest of these people are white supremacists who do not care for your well-being. Even if there were evidence that can subside your innocence, can get you freed up, or at least have a life sentence. Ooh. No. Oh, I'll hit you up later. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to pray for another person. We need to pray for my homegirl, my aunt, Lisa Carter. She's going through some issues. I mean, pray that they're minor. Pray that they're minor issues, something that can be worked out, something that can be cleaned up. And we pray for our sister, for she is in the room. Hello, Lisa. We're going to pray for our sister, and she's going to be well recovered. It was a long road, long process, but I believe with prayer, the power of prayer, that things will be back to normal. It's a long process because when you get older, it's like your body doesn't quite heal as much as it used to be when you were in your 20s and half of your 30s. But I'm not gonna say her age because that's disrespectful, but let's just say she's old enough, cute enough, but old enough Let's just put it that way. So, with that being said, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to look into this particular article. Yes, as you come in the room, I need prayer emojis for Mrs. Lisa Carter. Marcellus Williams appeal during Supreme Court. Let me see something on that. To hear arguments. Okay. Hope everybody can see that. Let me go to a different, let's see. All right. Jefferson City, Missouri. Advocate from all over the country, including the Midwest Innocence Project, are still campaigning for Marcellus Williams' pardon with less than 48 hours in his execution by the state. On Monday, the Missouri Supreme Court will hear oral arguments. William, if this thing don't stop, arguments in Williams' case. Attorney will also file an appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court. Let's see, no, we're not reading that. Protesters and activists will be in Jefferson City on Monday. KY judge shooting looking very much like first-degree murder. Attorney said, quote-unquote attorney, killing people does not work. It does not fix anything. And also, it's worse in the fact that we kill and have killed innocent people. Michelle Smith, co-director of Missourian to admission to death penalty. Admission to the death penalty, said. At present, Williams hosts at the Patosee Correctional Center. In the Material Point, according to the Missouri Department of Corrections website. Soon, Williams will be located to the eastern rectal. What is that word? Oh, my bad. Mr. Williams will be located at the Eastern Recreational Center, Diagnostic Recreational Center in Bombs, Terrell, to await execution by lethal injection on Tuesday, September 24th. Williams, 55, was convicted of first-degree murder. Dang it, it's going to stop moving. Williams, of 55, first-degree murder on August 1998, stabbing to death Leisha Gailey, whatever her name is, during a robbery on her Sabbath St. Louis home. He has long maintained his innocence. This past August, St. Louis County St. Louis County uh, pro prosec- prosecuted attorney Wesley Bell and William attorneys have reached a deal with which Williams would plead guilty to murder under the Alford plea, which means he would just get life in prison. Which means he would just get life in prison. Williams' lawyer Williams' lawyer said that by accepting this plea deal, the admissions of uh, prosecutors, excuse me, not prosecutioners, prosecutors have enough evidence to maintain guilty verdict. They will have more time to prove, which they already have proven, more time to prove their client's innocence. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey got the state Supreme Court to overrule the agreement and block the Alford plea. So you can blame this on Andrew Bailey for killing another brother, allowing to proceed as scheduled. Sorry, my reading is a little rusty. But what up, Ed? Salute, salute, salute. Now, here's the issue with America. You have to maintain your innocence. You have to have it on the roll, and you have to trust your lawyers. This is where you pay big money, big bucks for your lawyer. To see and seal, what up, B? To see and seal all evidence, all it that is pointing out exclusively to your clients. When you do that, you're going to have people who are in line with the state. And they're going to do any and everything that they can to see that you get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, innocent or not. This is the reason why I say, why the hell, or this is not me, but I'm emulating what Umar is stating. Why do we vote? Why do we give a damn about voting? Because in this case, if we're going to send more niggas to jail, since we're in what? How many people are in death row again, Lisa? Like let's just say 2,000 to 3,000 males who are on death row, to about 48 women who are on death row. That's too many men. And I have to say, some of these men have brought it on themselves. But did you know 2,237 males who are on death row? That's a very heavy number. A very heavy number indeed. And like I said, many men have brought this on themselves. And did you know that even if you didn't do a crime, even if you were just standing around, but you were with a person who, say, murdered someone, you could end up on death row just for being there. There's going to be so many executions, and yes, I read briefly into the Freddie Owens situation. But this is what they. But this is when I say, why the hell do we vote? because the Supreme Court has never been in the best interest of black people. It has been proven throughout time that your existence here in America is not and void unless you are willing to give in to the New World Order, so to speak, in the United States of America. It's coming. Why do you think so many people move up north? Why do you think so many people move up north? Because you're given a fair trial. You are given a fair trial. All evidence is excluded in your name. Why did I say excluded? Included in your name, not excluded. Exclusion means that it's no longer there. But let me move further. So like I said, you can protest that Andrew Bailey is responsible for his murder. South Carolina set date for the first execution in more than 13 years. Members of the Gales family have signed a clemency petition pleading, if this thing don't stop freaking moving. Okay, let me fix you for a second. Hold on. These ads is killing me. Okay. Members of the Gale family have signed a clemency petition pleading to Governor Mike Parsi to spare Williams and let him serve a life sentence without parole. Members of the jury are reporting, quoted in the petition, stating that they might reconsider their verdict. They reconsidered their verdict and sentence had they known than what they now know. But Parsons, a former county sheriff, has not guaranteed has not guaranteed clemency for capital punishment during his entire tenure as governor. Investigators claim that Williams broke the window pane to get inside Gale's home. Gale must be white. In Gale's home on August 11th, 1998, hear water running in the shower and found a large butcher knife. When Gale's came downstairs, she was stabbed 43 times. Her purse and her husband's laptop were stolen. Gale was a social worker previously worked as a reporter for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. So this was a white woman, obviously. This is a white woman that anybody who kills their white women, you're automatically going to prison, going on death row, and you're automatically getting executed. But let that be a black woman. How many black women in this country have been brutally murdered by white folks? There's the kicker. There's the kicker right there. We have one is Sade Robinson. You remember Sade Robinson? Sade Robinson, who was with a 33-year-old male. She was 19 years old. What are you doing dating a 33-year-old? But that's here nor there. Then they had a good time together. They went back his crib in her car. Went inside and, well, you already know the deal. She gets shot and she gets cut up. But the blood in his house, the DNA did not match, was not her DNA. It was somebody else's DNA. So we're talking about a serial killer. It was planned. It was orchestrated. But yet, we have not heard yet from Mr. Anderson's attorney. We have not heard yet from his father, and his father has a lot of money. So, I'm surprised that he didn't bail his son out of jail. Because his son's, he were to bail his son about $5 million. Well, his father's a millionaire. I'm surprised he didn't bail the little son of a bitch out, but that's nor there. That is here nor freaking there. What are we doing here? Let me see if there's any other update. Family, a Missouri law. Let me see, Missouri law. A Missouri law that took effect in 2021 allows prosecutor attorneys like Bell to file a motion to vindicate the conviction if they believe an inmate could be innocent or was otherwise right. I'm sorry, this thing keeps moving up and down. It's the ads. It's the ads. Anonymously or is anonymously convicted. I'm not going to read that again. There was concerns that the original members of the prosecution really now I lost it. Anyway, we can do it on YouTube. We'll go on YouTube and just look at it. I hate these ads that just keeps bouncing up and down. Then it takes me to another page. I hate that shit. But we can always go on YouTube. Like, share, hit the subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the like, and if you can, hit the Cash App. Appreciate you. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the Cash App if you can. If you can. Another thing about these convictions, another thing about these executions, they are very well biased, in my opinion. Some of the most formidable white people, some of the most wicked of all white people, do hideous crimes to their own people and to us, but yet they get treated like, in my opinion, royalty, because nothing happens to them. Did anybody remember David Ruth? Does anybody remember David Ruth? The one that went up, the boy that went up into the church, prayed for about an hour, and then started executing 9 innocent people. Does anybody remember Dave Ruth? Does anybody remember how the boy was, I don't know how to say it, but he was radical. The word is radicalized. He was radicalized from Jump Street. Now, not putting the onus, the anus on black people when it comes to the church, because the church, they'll let in anyone. Let's just face it, they'll just let in anyone. They will let in anyone, and they will pray for anyone, even our enemy who robs us, who kills us, who shoots us, who buries us, who decapitates us. But yet they get a full course meal, a handshake, a Coke, and a smile, and then they get executed. A black man gets a stare down, gets a one less nigger in the world type slander, and then he gets executed. People still don't believe that there's not racism in this world, and even if they do believe it, it's always reversed, and it's like, we got racist black people here. Also, it's reverse racism. Okay. Chinese yelling sideways racism. But ultimately, it's gonna continue, and it's gonna come down to a lot of. It's going to come down to the following people. It's like, what do you want to build for yourselves? What do you want to build for yourselves in the country that you are living in? And I'm talking about our people. Because quite frankly, I'm getting sick and tired of all the talk. All the talk that we have billionaires. We have millionaires and billionaires in this country. And y'all haven't built a single damn thing. Systematically. What have you systematically? Look it up. What have you systematically built for us? It's quite refreshing to know, to know that there are very few people that will agree with you. The rest of them are sheep. The rest of them are sheep. And they're just waiting to get eaten up by wolves. But I have to go on YouTube and I have to find it in. Because hopefully today is the 23rd. Today is the 23rd. He will allegedly be executed tomorrow. Hopefully not, but the only thing we can do is pray for the brother. Let's see. Let's see what his let's see what his son says. If you're just coming in here, like, share, subscribe, share, and subscribe to that channel.
How does hope apply to where you are right now in life?
Like, I hope a miracle happens. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's all I wish is to free my father from abundant enslavement and spare his life.
What would you say to the Supreme Court if you had the opportunity to testify on behalf of your dad?
I would try to make them see that this is a murder on their behalf, and this is wrong, And I believe my father is truly innocent, and they need to take a closer look.
Nah, that's not right. Let's try it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Try this again. Maybe it's just yeah.
Standing firm.
How does hope apply to where you are right now in life?
Like, I hope a miracle happens. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's all I wish is to free my father from abundant enslavement and spare his life.
What would you say to the Supreme Court if you had the opportunity to testify on behalf of your dad?
I would try to make them see that this is a murder on their behalf, and this is wrong, you know? And I believe my father is truly innocent, and they need to take a closer look.
Have you allowed yourself to even get to Tuesday right now?
Yeah, I already put it inside my body that I would be a witness to it, to the execution. I'm gonna stand there firm and show my dad he's not alone if this was it comes to, and I'm ready for it. My mindset.
If you want to record, go ahead. Take the recorder out. Let's do this. Let's do it. It's on my damn phone. Give me mine. No, Mama. Let me do it.
Okay, so what was she referring to? Let me do it. Let me do it.
Well, the beginning of that phone call, when I answered the phone when she called, I didn't know who it was. So I was trying to get to my recorder. That's why you heard me say, you heard her say, yes, get your recorder. Let's do this. Because the initial part of that phone call said, at that time, my name was Smith. Miss Smith, Miss Smith, is it too late? Is it too late? Is he dead? Did they kill him already? Is he dead yet? I got something I want to say. And so at that point I said, can I record you? And she said, yes, get your recorder. Let's do this. So I can, you know, I mean, from what she said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the question becomes, and thank you for telling us about it, Allison, obviously in reading through the rulings, that's not good enough. The court and the governor both say, no, we don't know that she didn't do it, and it's not competent evidence, and we've done enough of this. What do you feel about that reckoning?
I feel that that is exactly reflective of what's wrong with our justice system today. Why are they in a rush to execute somebody? There's so much evidence pointing towards his innocence that just literally pushing the execution back 3 weeks to hear this new evidence. Once he's gone, you can't bring him back. Why not just delay the execution and hear all these points?
They say 15 times he's tried to do this, and that this, both of these people, the man who's now deceased, who was one of the prison informants who supposedly wanted to recant but never did, and now her, who supposedly wants to recant but never officially did, they say that's not enough.
Well, hearsay does count in the state of Missouri. It actually freed Kevin Strickland last year. Latara, if you want to elaborate on that.
Well, yes, I do know that Kevin Strickland, there were witnesses in his case, and, you know, they were allowed to say what the witness in Kevin Strickland said. So I'm not understanding. And I don't think this has never been presented to the court. So let me clear this up. But I don't understand why come is something that the courts would not consider. Because it most definitely, you could tell she was most definitely getting ready to say something that was against her self-interest. And that is exactly how the state of Missouri, how they were able to answer and do what they did in Kevin Strickland's case. All
right. So one last question, Allison.
Yes.
And how terrible is this, that we're having this conversation and literally this man may be gone tomorrow? And
it's
we
2024.
May not know what the truth of it is. I mean, what a crazy time.
It is a modern day lynching. Yeah.
Well, look, I understand your perspective on it. The counter is, well, but we have a system and there's been so much due process here that he's had more than enough time for this, but what does it mean to you that, like, how do you deal with this, that tomorrow he's going to be gone?
Not good. We went through this a few years ago, and I'm praying we have the same outcome. At the 25th hour, we got the stay of execution, and I'm really holding strong that we're going to again. I mean, there's so many things, and I know we don't have time, but like the knife was contaminated by the state. Like, right, for that reason, there should be a mistrial or a retrial. They literally contaminated the evidence, the state of Missouri, that could have exonerated him. How is that fair that he's punished for their own people ruining the investigation?
What does it mean that the Innocence Project, so the Innocence Project has picked up the representation, everybody knows who they are, and they are not advancing this argument that this caller was going to recant? Why not?
I personally believe, and I'm a huge fan of the Innocence Project, they do great work. I know they really focus on DNA, and they have presented the DNA, and they have presented that there were a handful of fingerprints on the knife, and that none matched Marcellus. There were also bloody footsteps leaving the scene that weren't Marcellus Williams' shoe size. So I can't speak on their behalf. I knew they do great work, and I'm huge fans of theirs. Right. But, you know, I think there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and I think everyone's trying to do what they can.
That could be it. But though, to be fair, the DNA stuff was chewed on pretty well multiple times over in review at the trial and appellate level, was found lacking. But we will be watching this. We'll see what happens with it. I wanted to give it attention tonight, Allison, because I believe in what you're doing. And Latara, I appreciate you telling people what you know and understand. They should have eyes on our system. So thank you for coming and taking the opportunity. I wish we could have done more. Hey, thanks for watching.
I can tell you off the bat that what the white lady said was correct. And I'm going to emulate a little further. 2024 is the day of the death of the black man. Let me reiterate further. They don't care if you had committed, let's just say, let's start off something like, let's just say for the sake of argument that you ran a red light, or your tail light was busted, or you just sped and okay, I sped, I'm expecting a ticket, right? No, you're expecting to get out your car, expect it. Just expect it. Expect to get out your car and expect to get your ass beat. And this is the reason why I say you need to carry your constitutional right cards. Your constitutional right card should be in your wallet at all times. If you can't get it, if you have not received it, I suggest you go to realnagas.com. Real Nagas. I'll put it in the subscription. I'll put it in the chat. realnagas.com. Even I need a new one because mine is all torn up. And also your qualified immunity notice cards. Let me go on a little further. Let me put myself on camera so you can see what I am talking about. 1 second. These cards right here. These cards right here. Put the damn thing where you can see it. These freaking cards. Yeah, freaking thing. These cards right here. These cards. Qualified immunity cards. To all officers and public officers. All officers and all public officers are required to take an oath as a federally or trustee to the people of this state, whatever state that you're in the United States. McNairly versus the United States, 483 U.S. 350 to uphold this state's constitution, the United States Constitution, and the law thereof. Quality immunity only protects police officers and public officers while performing their duties in good faith. And let's see. Let me see if you should carry these in your wallet. I gotta get my other card. I need to get these cards because these cards are like 4 years old. 4 or 5 years old. I've been having this for quite a while. I gotta dig it. I gotta dig it out of my wallet. Dig this son of a bitch out of my wallet. 1 second. I think this is not it. No, hold on. Always keep the constitutional cards in your wallet. Let's see. Oh, I know what I did with it. I was going to fix the doggone thing. So you have a right to if you have your constitutional right cards, which I'm gonna have to go and get another one, you have a right to tell the police officer that if he wants to search the trunk, I'm gonna have to call my lawyer. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to remain silent. And that's another thing. How many of us know our laws in what state that we're in? How many of us know our laws and our rights in the state that we're in the state of Nevada, in the state of Georgia, in the state of Texas, in the state of Missouri? How many people are in the state of Detroit or in the state of Michigan? How many of us know our constitutional rights? How many of us know? That thing ripped apart. Let me see. What is it, Professor Black? We all know you know you're right. I'm talking about the people out here. I'm talking about the younger generation, the young cats, the young guns, 20 and up. Our time is basically over. Our time is basically over. We should know more than basically anybody from the Gen Z, Gen Alpha generation. We should be teaching them. We should be teaching the Alpha generation. But because of so many mess ups with the Gen Z generation and the millennials, and I mean, it's just crazy. There's still time to learn. Now, this is a little caveat. I want to pivot onto something else. If I could. But as far as the Marcellus Williams situation, he's going to get executed tomorrow unless they, I don't know how this is going to happen. I mean, it's sad, really. It is really sad. And this goes to show you how much the Supreme Court which should have been just decimated years ago. It should have been just decimated, but I don't know how it goes, but mainly once you sign your seat, you're in there for life until they die. So I don't know how this is gonna end up. I don't know how, but the only thing I can think of at this point, and I hate to say it, for all the, you know, salute to his family, to salute to his son. I don't know how this is gonna go, but this is gonna end up not good. He's gonna have his last walk, and they're gonna execute him by lethal injection tomorrow. What time? I forgot what time I said, but now transitioning to woke people when it comes to this. What else I gonna work? Okay, let me go to it specifically. Here. Professor Drag got to say.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth. Karma may always be late, but it also always shows up too, eventually. Irony's not dead, but a lot of people are thinking that Candace Owens' right-wing grift probably is. Look, let me go ahead and say from the outset, let's not kid ourselves. As dumb as the right-wing nuts are, there's plenty of those lead paint slurping idiots who are.
Good question. Let's read this question real quick by James Pryor. He asks, hopefully it's he. Yeah, you never know nowadays. Do you actually believe that those cards will deter white race soldiers from causing unjust harm? Yes. Yes. Yes, yes. But you have to know your law. You have to know your law. Because I'm gonna tell you something that you probably don't know. Half of these motherfuckers don't even know their own goddamn law. Half of these son of a bitches, they join the police force because right now they're asking for police. They're hiring for police and sheriff. They're very low on police. And people that come in, they don't even know their own fucking law. They don't know their law. So do I guarantee it? No, but it's better than the alternative. It's better than the alternative. So I give it a shot. Plenty of people have given it a shot, and it's worked thus far. Now let's continue.
Or willing to drink the Kool-Aid. All she's got to do is start attacking Black Americans full-time, and she'll be able to put together some kind of audience of bigots, reprobates, and weirdos. That's the low-hanging fruit that every sellout, suck-up, and bootlick reaches for. But between now and then, we can reflect on how she fooled herself into thinking these white supremacists that she shilled for actually liked her. As everyone knows, Candace Owens got herself demonetized from YouTube, and she was suspended for a week. But this isn't the first time that she's been demonetized. It happened just last year on some of her transgender videos. But this time, it's allegedly her entire channel that's been demonetized. That was a couple of weeks ago, and she's since resumed posting her inane brain farts. But her problems go way beyond YouTube just pushing her around. Now, Candace Owens is getting dragged because she actually decided that she was going to run her mouth about a group that could actually do something against her. Now, as she herself has said, she took on Black Lives Matter. And she called them black supremacists. Obviously, she doesn't know what the heck the word supremacist means. As we all know, black supremacist is an oxymoron. There is not and cannot be black supremacy because supremacy absolutely requires the ability to enforce it. If someone is totally powerless yet sits around talking trash about how they're better than everyone else, that's not supremacy. That's just delusion. The entire reason white supremacy is a thing is precisely because it does exist, and it's not hot air, because they have the ability and they use the ability to enforce themselves upon the entire world. Now, I think that this is a good time for us to go ahead and define terms. What is white supremacy? That's a question as old as the hills, but Professor Black Truth's definition of it is this. White supremacy is the absolute control of society using physical, economic, political, and social violence for the exclusive benefit of those classified as white at the total expense of those who are not. Now, obviously, in practical terms, instead of saying those who are not, we could and should instead simply say at the total expense of black people, because we're the only ones who have ever been on the business end of white supremacy's violence. And all these other groups, even the ones who claim that they've been targeted and mistreated by white supremacy, they have all closed ranks with white supremacy, fought to uphold it, and have defended and praised it openly. And when it comes time, they go after black people. This is the reason that we have phrases like white adjacent. That's where phrases like that come from, because that's the reality. Some of the biggest and most virulent defenders of white supremacy have been people who are not classified as white at all, like Candace Owens. So it's false to say that all these other groups are victims of white supremacy, because all of them, in their turn, have fought to support and enforce it. There's a lot of people who openly support white supremacy, or at the very least are boldly sympathetic to it. They either fight to enforce it or give a wink and a nod to those who do. That's the definition of white supremacy. It encompasses the fact that it's absolute control. It encompasses how it enforces itself and whom it applies to, and that it's a zero-sum game. White supremacy does not merely want power, it also demands and uses violence to enforce its requirement that black people have no power at all. So Candace Owens has criticized what she calls Jewish radicals, but then she went a step further and said that the Jewish community needs to call them out. So she denounced the Netanyahu regime and even wagged her finger a little at the Jewish community for not standing against extremists in their midst. And why not? She made a career out of attacking black people full time with every bit of venom and aggression that she could. So she figured if she gently and politely rebuffed a non-black group, the bootlicks above all others know the rules of racism. She figured that if she just went ahead and bit her tongue a little bit, if she just went ahead and phrased it a little bit nicely, then she could go ahead and do it and not be penalized for it. Or so she thought. You could practically count the seconds before the predictable shrieking of anti-Semitism began. YouTube immediately put a strike on her channel, suspended her ability to post videos. It was her Kanye West interview, which has been up for a long time now, that was used as the pretext. But after her interview on Piers Morgan, it's suddenly been deemed as hate speech, and now YouTube wants to issue her a strike for that. Clearly, she was the victim, if it can be called that, of a flag campaign. But then again, she had no problem when you had the white right inventing laws to go after people for books in children's libraries. Say, when Candace Owens was defending murders like the murder of George Floyd, did that cause her channel to be struck? I'm just asking for a friend. Has anyone ever had their channel struck or penalized by YouTube for justifying and even praising the murders of black people? Suddenly, YouTube's community guidelines don't exist. Ben Shapiro still lies about the murder of George Floyd, still falsely claiming that Floyd died of a drug overdose, even after the medical examiner almost immediately ruled that Floyd died from having an overweight white supremacist sitting on his neck for nearly 10 minutes. So where's the strikes on Ben Shapiro's channel for that? There aren't any. And the same goes for Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, and Candace Owens. They know black people are sanctioned targets. We are the targets. In fact, you're encouraged to attack black people. The people who run these tech companies, they're the ones who actually put people up to it. These chumps also understand, though, that you can only pull that mess with black people. Now you try it with anyone else, and suddenly there's community guidelines. So these tech companies, be it YouTube, Facebook, obviously the apartheid reject Elon Musk's Twitter, X, they all operate with an open and blatant anti-black violence. And that's the entire point. To use digital technology to create virtual safe spaces for anti-black racism. Supremacy cannot be supreme if it has to hide.
White race soldiers think, speak, and act as if they are the law. Well, when does that ever matter? Someone who's above them, all you have to do is cite it, just like when Nat Turner did when he was quoting scripture. Well, his his damn, this is just, I'm sorry. I had a moment. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that, y'all. But anyway, his slave owner was quoting him scripture. What do you think Nat Turner did? Quote scripture right back. Well, in this case, if any white officer wanted to cite law to you, you can cite law right back to him. See if he knows it. See if he knows at least 70%. Just like these nimwits, when they sing the national anthem, they don't even know their national anthem or the song of the Star Spangled Banner. But they expect you, a black man, a black woman, to sing the national anthem, to stand up to the national anthem. Fuck that shit. So, and clue, my brother, my coon brother, if you are around, sir, you know I love you, my brother. But I have to say to you, that was some idiotic bullshit that you did the other night. Kind of comical, but yet bullshit nevertheless. Because you had the nerve to say that if a black man were to burn the American flag, the old red, white, and blue flag, that they were going to be arrested. It's called my constitutional right to free speech. Therefore, if I were to burn a fucking flag right in front of your face, I can do so with a matter of seconds and not feel any type of sympathy for it. And this nigga goes, you know you can go to jail for a lengthy period of time due to the fact that you burned the American flag. Really? So I can go to jail for burning the American flag? Who gonna tell on me? If that was the case, who gonna tell on me? Niggas been burning flags right in front of police. The hell? That's funny. That is real funny. As a matter of fact, I ought to bring a flag on here, but I don't want to burn down anything in the apartment. So I'll see what I can do. I might just go on live outside and see what I can do. But I'm not afraid of that shit. It's your constitutional right, just like it's your constitutional right to bear arms. Right? But people, it's your constitutional right to defend yourself. Oh, I forgot you can't do that. Because if you even if you defended yourself in self-defense, you can be executed or sent to prison for life. You see how your constitution, you can turn this. Let's face reality. The Constitution, your Constitution was never made for you. Your Constitution was made for the freedom of white people who were in the North. Why do you think they put your people in the front? When they fought in World War I and World War II, who do you think was in the front lines, ready to die? The first ones to die, you. Oh, you remember those who were considered not to have you weren't even supposed to have a gun. You weren't supposed to have a gun. You weren't supposed to have a knife because that was a threat to the white man. You waving that knife around, you having a gun, even though it wasn't pointing in that direction, was a sign of execution. Oh, you didn't know that. But knowing that they had to fight the South, I believe it was George Washington. history on that is very, very vague. But I'm just gonna knock it out the park. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I believe it was George Washington, or it's either Abraham Lincoln or George Washington, one of those two, that said, if you don't let the Negro in, we will lose the war. So you had to give the people of the North, I'm talking, when I say people of the North, you had to give the blacks who were fighting for the North guns and knives. Did anybody see glory? Did anybody see glory? That was one of my favorite movies, to be perfectly honest with you. But when Denzel Washington's character got whipped because of hard-headedness, I guess, I literally shedded tears. Even though it was just a movie, it was real. All that stuff is real. Niggas got hung up and thought they were doing something and started messing and gawking at white women, and they got instantly hung. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go on an Emmett Till rant? Everybody knows about Emmett Till, but let's not get caught up on Emmett Till, because you should know about Emmett Till by now. That's when I say, what do white women, when I talk to my brothers, I was like, what does a white woman do for you? And they always come up with these lame ass excuses. Well, they love me for me, and they're submissive to me. I'm like, yeah, they're submissive to you until you do something stupid, or you yell at them and they end up calling you a nigger, and you get upset and you walk out and they scream bloody murder. And the next thing you know, you're in handcuffs. They don't share your pain, and they damn sure don't. They for damn sure don't share your struggle. They do not share your pain, and they for damn sure do not share your freaking struggle. When are you going to get that to your freaking head? Niggas just want some pussy, that's all. Under the system of white supremacy, black people are prisoners of war. Ooh! Prisoners of war have no rights as far as captures are concerned. Not unless you create your own laws. And the only way to create your own laws is to do what? And I remember when I said this on the phone, I was talking to Jason Black and the Black Authority. He asked me, okay, how do you create your own laws? What's the first step of creating your own laws? Simply put, by creating your own institutions. Building, rebuilding from within. What do we have as far as what number is it beside when I talk about wealth? What is the number? What is the specific number? 1.5%. 1.5%. I'll give it 2.0 just for being graceful, because LeBron James, it was another person, and it was LeBron James who just reached $1 billion a year ago, almost a year ago, and still playing, but yet everybody proclaims that he built the school. He ain't built no school. He donated. These niggas is crazy, and you got the nerve to get on Umar's. And Easy Bands, I heard your stupid ass today. I'm not gonna let you upset me. I'm not gonna let you or anybody else upset me about Umar. Because y'all a bunch of clowns. All you do is yell cash app, cash app, cash app all day because you're not being respected anymore. And then wonder why you do these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hour live streams. I think the maximum you can go is 12. You go on 12 hours. You ain't had time to go to the bathroom. Y'all niggas is lame. You ain't gonna get but 2, 3, maybe 4 hours out of me, and I'm gone. Cause I live my life. I got a wife and I got 2 kids that I gotta take care of. The hell's wrong with y'all niggas? Anyway.
Hide and duck and run from you. Of a necessity, it must be blatant and in your face and egregious. That's the entire point. It cannot be supreme without those qualities. The beneficiaries of white supremacy know full well that they didn't earn their position in the world. As Abraham Lincoln put it in his debate with Stephen Douglas, he wanted the superior position assigned to the white man. And since they were totally dependent on the society to give them that position, they're excruciatingly aware that they're also totally dependent on the society to continue to hand that position to them day after day. They need and demand reminders and reassurances that the totally corrupt system of racial supremacy is still in place and still standing. That's what the open, egregious murders of Black people represents to the dominant society. Their reassurance that white supremacy is still standing, and with it, their unearned and undeserved place in the society is not under threat. When Black people are murdered and no one is punished, that's reassurance. When everyone else gets a hate crime law and Black people are totally ignored, that's reassurance. Candace Owens thought that having been on the payroll of some white think tanks and some white conservative gangs meant that she had some sort of immunity from criticism if she went after their sacred cows. After all, she has the rhetorical shield of having openly and viciously attacked Black Lives Matters for years and attacking the Black community for basically most of her adult life and promoting a number of blatant falsehoods in order to do so. Now, considering that Candace Owens was only made a thing because of certain racists like David Horowitz, the question becomes, why did Candace Owens decide that she was going to be biting the hand that was feeding her? Why do that? Well, it's not because of any principles. If I had to guess, I'd say it's the same thing it always is with these bootlicks.
Real quick, before I continue, can I get people to go ahead and hit the like button? And if you have not yet become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel, just go ahead and become a member, dog. Go ahead and become a member. It's only $2.99, I think. It's only $2.99. $2.99 a month, and you can cancel it anytime. All right, let's continue.
Money. If they're not getting paid, as far as they're concerned, they'll take their hired tongues somewhere else. It's just like Michael Steele and Omarosa before her, and Candace Owens is turning tail. Well, that tells you what she truly believes in. Getting paid. If the David Horowitzes and other right-wing racists offered her more money, you better believe Candace Owens would take back every critical thing she said about Israel and Netanyahu, or at the very least, she'd tone it down and she would stop talking like that. Like I said, the Candace Owens and the Jesse Lee Petersons and such, they're not hired guns, they're hired tongues. Go ahead and put enough zeros on that paycheck for them, and they'll go ahead and gladly spout the gibberish or lick the boots of whoever you want. Their tongues know no bounds. She has no core beliefs, no true principles other than me first. But she's finding out that she wasn't as clever as she thought. See, it's safe to attack Black people. That's why so many people do it. Organizations or even non-Black people who support Black movements, you can attack them with impunity. They're all sanctioned targets. You can attack Black people all day, every day. There's no penalty. But it wasn't courageous of Candace Owens to do that. Attacking Black Lives Matters is a safe target because BLM doesn't have the ability to punish her. Black people as a group cannot punish anyone for lying about us, for attacking our interest, or for even murdering Black people in the streets. So Candace Owens' BLM attacks mean nothing. They weren't acts of courage, they were acts of cowardice.
The reason why they ain't worth nothing is because Black people have power. Not like the Jews, not like the Anglo-Saxons. No, not like them. Not like China, not like Russia. No, not like them. If Kansas Owens were to say something about them, I'm pretty sure she would. Yeah, she would have got a nigga wake up call, like she just did. Like, you know. But hey, y'all love Mrs. Owens. Y'all love Mrs. Owens. Go Republic. Go Republican. Why? Why must you stay Democrat? Why must we vote Republican anyway? But y'all love Donald Trump. And because he got shot at not once but twice, his ratings are boosted to the point where I think he is going to take it. He's going to take it. But we should get used to him by now, right? We should get used to him as president by now. So wait another 4 years to see somebody else come along and get, get paid and bought and sold down the road to get black people to vote for him. But then again, I almost forgot. You got these Venezuelans over here, and if they get the right to be a voting bloc in this country, you can wrap it up. They may be small, but just like whoa, y'all better change y'all thinking. If these immigrants, and it's millions of them now. It's millions of them. Here in the state of Nevada, it's terrible. State of Nevada, in the state of California. So pretty soon, I mean, they're not going to really rival Texas because Texas is so big. But Washington, they found some in New York. They're scattered everywhere. Most of them are gang. Most of them are gang members. Y'all, I don't even have to tell you about the part where what happened in Colorado. And hardly any black folks live in Colorado. Thank you, Deion. Fucking Deion Sanders.
But now here she is, attacking people who do have the ability to inflict penalties for displeasing them. And she apparently thinks that her reputation for attacking black people would act as some sort of shield to protect her. That she could simply plead, I'm being intellectually honest, I'm being balanced. Why? I attacked the black community and people said that I was wrong for that, but I refused to budge. And she thought that would make these non-black groups say, well, it's not like she hasn't harshly assailed the black community, That's why she brought up the totally unrelated BLM criticism that she spouted, because she thought invoking that would protect her from reprisals. And these white supremacists are showing her that it doesn't. This is what the bootlicks like Candace Owens will never understand. White supremacy is the only supremacy out there. And that being the case, their attempts at showing intellectual honesty won't matter. Your attempts to demonstrate that you criticize everyone equally means nothing. One, because everybody knows you don't criticize everyone equally. You just criticize black people. And secondly, because these white supremacists, they don't allow you to criticize them. It's not about whether or not you have an intellectually honest argument or whether or not you brought facts. White supremacy is not to be criticized or assailed, certainly not by the bootlicks. So when Candace Owens attacks black people, it's because she knows we don't have the power to punish her for it. But the forces of white supremacy that she reinforced, they do have the power to punish her for speaking against them, and they're doing it. This is not about winning some debate or proving that your opponent is a liar. Black people have been winning every single debate against white supremacy for 150 plus years, and it changed nothing. See, when the family dog wags its tail and does amusing tricks for its master, it gets a pat on the head and a good girl and maybe a bone if they're very good. Now, if that dog starts barking a little bit too much, its master will get annoyed. But if the dog keeps barking, its master may feel the need to swat it on the head with a rolled up newspaper. But if the day ever comes that the dog gets so comfortable that it thinks that it can bark at its master, or worse, bite the hand that fed it, then the dog will wind up getting put in a kennel or put down. But what won't happen is it won't be allowed to live in the house with its master anymore. This is why white power always breaks its tools, because on a long enough timeline, you always get some bootlick who gets a little bit too big for their britches and starts imagining ideas above their station, like maybe they're equal to master. And if master does something that they don't like or that they find aesthetically unpleasing, well, maybe they can talk back to massa. And when that day comes, they have to be shown, no, you don't get to talk back to massa. So Candace Owens will go the way of Milo Snuffleupagus. Sure, she'll still be around. The people who stomped on her didn't kill her after all. But the entire reason anyone even knows her name is because white power gave her a platform. And what they're...
Well, we all knew that. We all know this. But hey, I'm just a small little YouTuber. I mean, I wish, honestly, I still can't wrap my head around the Williams case. I can't wrap my head around it. I know why they're doing it. I just don't know why they would want to do this. It's simply put, white supremacy has no, they have no soul. They have no soul. And I had a white, and some white dude came on Venus's live the other day talking about, stop talking about white supremacy because you're giving the power. No, motherfucker, you took things that you weren't supposed to take. You took something that wasn't yours. And you literally claimed it was yours. You just flipped it around, like, for example, you know, the little chip that runs your little Tesla trucks. It's called Cotan. You know, these computers, these laptops, these Apples, these iPhones, these Androids, they have this chip, this little computer chip that operates literally like a computer. Your MacBooks, whatever you call them, they're operated by Cotan. And where do you get Cotan from? I'll wait. Non-white people. Why don't you just say black people? Black people need to think, speak, and act based upon dictates and power of an effective counter-racist code of conduct. I'll get to that part in a minute. That's the first step to replacing white supremacy. I'm with you. Here's the issue. You're only going to get a handful of us, right? I can get people on here and I could get people to agree and agree to disagree sometimes, right? But the fact that we are still harping on the same thing over and over and over again, believe you and me, I want so bad to have nothing but debates. I'm not a debater. I'm not a debater at all. I just know I know people who are experts at debating. D. Durrell is one of them. And I would love to have talks about race, bigots. I just had, you know, the white person come up here and accuse me of being angry. I literally can have those talks all day. I can have talks about what you call it. I gotta think. Politicians being politics. I could have talks about any and everything, what we need to do. But some of that stuff falls on deaf ears. That's why here on the We-On-Loc Nation channel, there's going to be nothing but talks of that and honesty. Honesty. Voting. What do we vote? If we were talking about voting for what? What are we voting for? And if we were to vote, who would be the candidate? I can't say perfect candidate because none of these people are perfect. But who would be the candidate? You know what I'm saying? To run this nation. Would it be a Cory Booker? Would it be a Wills Farrell? I'm just naming names. Would it be a Cornel West? Me personally, I despise actors doing political shit because this is no time to joke around. This is no time to it's no time to be that guy. I don't want the famous. I mean, I love Eddie Griffith, but if Eddie Griffith were to run for presidency, I can't take that nigga serious. I would not take that nigga serious at all. I love him, just like Steve Harvey. Would you take Steve Harvey serious? Would any of y'all take Steve Harvey serious? I'm just saying. We need somebody who knows what they're doing. Because we can't believe, James, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But I can listen, I can only do but so much. Well, I'm gonna try to have that. I'm gonna try to have a particular discussion. I'm gonna try to have some people come up on here. Maybe Judge Joe Brown. I'm gonna try to have some guests come up here. If I have some guests come up here, then we'll go ahead and have the discussion. But you guys got me into politics, which politics don't suit me because any and everything what we beg for, what we claim for, even reparations. People honestly say reparations is the key to success. No, it ain't. It helps, but it ain't the key to success. Plus, they're not. Let's just face it. They're not going to give it to you. You're going to have to fight for it. Welcome to the channel. Looks like Mrs. Jones. I don't want to butcher your first name. It's literally up to the electoral colleges to pick the they picked presidents a long time ago. Yeah, they picked them 4 years in advance. They picked presidents 4 years in advance. They chose him before they chose Obama 4 years before they knew about it, before you knew about it. But yeah, we were stuck with a president that did nothing, absolutely nothing for black people. And that's our fault, including mine. I didn't know about politics. I didn't know too much about old Barry Soweto then. I know about him now. But it's up to the people. Now, I want to get into the teacher of all teachers, Mr. Anderson, that has put in the actual work. I haven't heard from him in a long time. He is retired. He's mainly retired. Man, salute to Dr. Claude Anderson himself.
All we got are neighborhoods. A neighborhood is totally, absolutely useless. That is a total waste of tax spaces for your own people. You have not got one black neighborhood in America that can provide jobs, products, and services and goods to take care of themselves. And you sit there talking about terrorism coming to America. They're going to wipe you out. The immigrants going to plague in here or some anthrax. You'll never get out. You don't own any drugstores. You don't own any food stores. You own nothing. You cannot feed yourself. You don't have any gas stations. You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground.
1 second, y'all. 1 second. 1 second. Like, share, hit the subscribe. Like, share, hit the subscribe button. Well, let's do this. Let's go to a commercial break. Let's go to a commercial break, and I will be right back with you after these important messages.
Get ready for the most glamorous event of the year, the U2B Streets Awards 2025, February 9, 2025, at Laven Midtown, located at 641 West 42nd Street, New York City. Join us at 12 p.m. for the pre-show red carpet extravaganza and a chance to win $500 in our fashion contest. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., enjoy the gold tier experience with speakeasy confessionals, press interviews, and premium cocktails. At 4 p.m., the platinum tier includes performances, a comedic host, an award ceremony, dinner, and gift bags. From 8 p.m., the diamond tier features a VIP after party with a DJ, aerial dance, fire performances, and gift bags. 24 YouTube categories, and many nominees. Can't attend in person? Stream the entire event live on Hush and Move Media via Uscreen for just $9.99. Get your early bird tickets before September 15, 2024. Visit now. Be a sponsor. Be extraordinary. Be there. Be great.
A neighborhood is totally, absolutely useless. That is a total waste of time. All we got in America are black neighborhoods. I can get in my car, get in a car right now and drive around and find your neighborhoods. A neighborhood is like a bucket with holes in it. You pour water, it runs out. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax spaces for your own people. You have not got one black neighborhood in America that can provide jobs, products, and services and goods to take care of themselves. And you sit there talking about terrorism coming to America. They're going to wipe you out. The immigrants are going to wipe you out. First of all, when the terrorists come, they're going to shut you down. All they got to do is drop blue-blooded plague in here or some anthrax. You'll never get out. You don't own any drugstores. You don't own any food stores. You own nothing. You cannot feed yourself. You don't have any gas stations. You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground to take care of you here in Chicago. And all these black folk on TV running around all day long chasing balls, football, basketball, tennis ball, golf balls, dancing and singing, pretending they're having a ball, telling jokes. And you should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete. You don't own it in this city. You haven't got anything in this city. And just as happy as a sissy in a CC camp. And so what we got to do then, and things that are going to come after you and wipe you out if you don't have this, there are about 4 basic things you got to watch out for. One is going to say it's going to be social integration. That's going to knock our brains out. It's already knocked most of it out already. The second thing is immigration. These immigrants are coming here. They're going to clean your tubes. They're clean. The immigrants are coming here, not coming here to be your friend, to get along with you. They're coming here to displace you, to get ahead of you, to get over you. That's why right now the Hispanics are saying that black folk are through in this country, that you've had your day. I don't know what they're talking about. We haven't had it, but they think you've had your day. And because now they're in control of affirmative action. Everybody's trying to create them. Watch all your campaigns. They're only talking about getting the Hispanic vote. They don't want your vote because you're not playing the game to win. You're not playing politics the way I told you to play politics, by looking to get benefits. You're not playing it to win. And we're going to get to that in a minute on how you learn how to play to win in Powernomics. So what we'll say that these immigrants coming in here, they're taking your lunch and eating it while you run around trying to get along with them. They are not going to march on your behalf. So go to the next slide for me, please. I want to get through these few slides real quickly. Then I got to get to the real stuff. I know you're getting tired. Let me stay with you a little bit longer. Now, this is the problem you ran into with social integration, but they should have been desegregation. See, back in the old days, in the 50s, what you were suffering from was this throughout history, where whites were on top and were superior, blacks were on the bottom and inferior. They had a barrier called the racial line, okay, the color line, some of them call it. And so blacks on the bottom doing slavery and Jim Crow segregation. Now today, this is what you got. Now you went up today, you got whites still on top, but the blacks are still at the bottom. But all they did was a slanted line a little bit. So that some of those blacks on the far corner over there, where it looks like it's high, those are the ones that are making the big money running with a ball. And playing and got their own TV shows.
Sorry, I wanted to go get something to drink. Boy, I'm parched. Ow. Each victim of racism should follow logic, wisdom, knowledge, and reality, not personality. You mean feelings? Feelings. And people say you're emotional. That's not emotional. It's called being human, right? Everybody feels it the way that they feel individually. But what do we feel as a group? What do we feel as a group moving forward? I don't care anything about where you come from, how light-skinned you are, how dark-skinned you are, if you're an African, a Jamaican, an African-American. It doesn't matter to me because I'm Pan-African. What can we agree on as a whole, as a unit, as a community? We can call it out right here and right now. Right here and right now. I'll listen to anybody's opinion. I am free to listen to anybody's opinion about what needs to happen right here and now. I'm free to listen to it because it needs to happen. And at the end of the day, we should be obligated and free to be logical, to listen to one another, to have some wisdom, to have the knowledge and the reality not to go against each other personally, just because you have a personal opinion about what we need to do as a people. Because right now, you're the ones being targeted. You're the ones being targeted. Well, what about white folks? I'm not concerned about white people. Okay, white people on welfare. And you don't think white supremacy don't sacrifice their own? Are you kidding me? You don't realize that each and every empire had to sacrifice their own people. Did you know about Lando Cast? Everybody forgets about Lando Castile. and how he sacrificed many of his Cuban people. And everybody was so outraged when Colin Kaepernick had a shirt on of Philando Castile. It's like, did you know he was a murderer? He was a murderer of people who were white Cubans, not black Cubans.
They still don't know they're still underneath the line. And on the far side is that what I want you all to do under Powernomics is that we're going to take that line, instead of having it like this, we're going to socially engineer it and turn it what? Straight up and down. So we can go straight up and do everything vertical. Next slide for me, please. Now, back during slavery and Jim Crow segregation, we did have we had ethnic communities already. We had 63rd and Cottage Grove used to be a fabulous place for black folk. 31st and 35th and on that area was a fabulous place for black folk. We had Harlem, we had Buttermilk Bottom, we had Sweet Albany down in Atlanta, Georgia. We had all of communities. But what happened was that we were not unified. We had the core black community, but what we didn't have the resources. At the bottom down here, we didn't have the resources because they didn't give you anything when they put you out of slavery or shot you out of slavery. They didn't give you anything. You had no resources. They didn't want you to have resources. So what we're proposing then is that, see, we scattered over here. We scattered, still didn't have the resources. Go up here now. What we're going to do at the top is go back and build our core black communities again. And I want this area in Chicago, with you all, with this being the center of y'all's activity, to be able to have a core community, a core black community here, where you all can come in and park your cars every day. Don't worry about living in the suburbs of Chicago.
No, I would ask Dr. Claude Anderson, what do you think about Chicago now? Chicago, it's a problem still. Trey Day, 326, 320. You just got out of prison, my brother. I'm just playing. Thank you for coming to the channel. Salute. Most black people don't care about Marcellus Williams. All they care about is who's performing in the Super. You couldn't be more righter than that. Who's performing in the Super Bowl and ready to go to the clubs on the weekends. I got you. This is sad to be forgiven for a couple of days. Listen, I'm not going to forget about it. Just like I didn't forget about Sade Robinson. Just like I didn't forget about damn, her name escapes me. Oh no, we gonna find that fucking name. Her name escapes me. Sad. No, I'm home. I have to see the surgeon. Okay, Lisa, if you need to skip out, do so. If you're in pain, I told you I got this. Sonia Massey, I had to do some soul digging. I will never. No. This is a channel where if our people are suffering, is that you can shout out their names freely, and I will go and I will do the research. And any and everybody should grab the hand of the mothers who had lost their sons and or daughters and say, I will become a brother, a confidant to the family, because this is all we have, people. I even I DM'd Sade Robinson's mother. I said, if you ever need a brother, if you ever needed a sibling, I can be I can be a cousin. I could be a long lost cousin. We are all we have here. But the brother's right. The brother is right. I mean, the only thing we care about is Sexy Red and how she showed her little titties online. The only thing we care about is what, is Puffy going to prison? What's the next thing on P. Diddy Combs? What's the next best thing on P. Diddy Combs? And speaking of which, I believe Dr. Umar said it best. I believe Dr. Umar had said it best when he said that all of our attentions are horizontal issues going on with people who don't really give two good goddams about us, but we are so concerned about what P. Diddy's doing and what Kamala Harris is doing. This election is so damn weak. Come on. Is anybody going to listen to this weak ass debate? They're going to have a third debate. Is anybody going to listen to this weak ass debate? Come on now. Come on. Come on. Donald Trump's been saying this same shit since the last two debates they've been having. Come on now. Are anybody going to listen to this weak ass debate? It's comical. I'll listen to it for 5 minutes and I'll listen to his statement and I'll listen to her statement. But then after that, I'm gone. I am gone. Listen. Let me say this real quick. Everybody in here, we got 18, 19, 20 people in here in attendance. Appreciate you. Can we put up prayer emojis? Put up prayer emojis for Lisa Carter. Lisa Carter, who is my moderator and dear friend. Put up prayer emojis for her. She's going through a trying time right now. She just had surgery and things are going up and down, but we want our dear sister to be here for the long haul. We want our sister to be here for the long haul, but I would like for us to put up some prayer emojis for our dear sister, Lisa Carter, who was in the chat. All right, let's continue. Now, what did he say? Sonia Massey still hasn't gotten justice, and Chicago native JaVale McGee, I've heard of him. This is the same brother who was hung in his truck. Somebody allegedly told him to get the rope. Like, what the hell is that? I don't buy it. People think that we can't even get hung in this country. People honestly think we don't even know that we can still get hung in this country. There are at least 3 or 4 boys who have gotten hung, who have gotten their insides gutted out because harvesting is a very expensive, is very profitable. Organ harvesting is very, very, very profitable. Very, very, very profitable. It was just some years ago that some light-skinned boy was in the gym playing basketball, and he ended up going into the back, and the next thing you know, he never came out. Well, what had happened? somebody took him, ripped his insides out, and replaced it with newspaper. We all know about Sonya Massey. We all know about Sade Robinson. Sade Robinson, a 19-year-old woman who had a bright future for herself, but I guess dated online or something like that. Found her future boyfriend and some 33-year-old white man. And then all of a sudden, she got gutted up. And from her torso to her leg to her arms to the rest of her body was found in the Michigan River up in Milwaukee. Sonya Massey, we all know the thing that happened with Sonya Massey. And guess what? They're both going to seek justice. They are both going to seek justice. Otherwise, there's going to be trouble. There's going to be trouble. And I don't give a damn if black folks burned each and every single organization in their town. It didn't even belong to them anyway. Why should I care about Black Korea? This is insane, man. This is insane. But let me get into what Brother Umar had to say about. No, I don't want it. No, wrong one. Hold on. Go back. Let me go back. Right here. I'll play that up. I'll play that bullshit later. Okay, here we go. Fair use.
Attention off of this, and y'all want to talk about Sean Puffy Combs. I want you to see how low vibrational. We're talking about a very real problem, African survival, that Bill Gates and the parasitic European agricultural elite trying to eliminate the ability of African people
Hey, what up, Uncle?
around the world to grow real food, access real food, consume real food. And y'all want to talk about Sean Puffy Combs. Let me say this to you low vibrational Africans. Let me say something to you low vibrational / Africans. Do you know why they gave you Sean Puffy Combs at this time? Do you know why did they do this right now? We know why they did it. They did it so he couldn't help Kamala Harris. They did it because he was suing parent company to his liquor product. They did it because he was working on some initiatives that would have undermined some of the corporate elites in America. They did it because he started a black political party. We know why they did it. But you don't know why they did it at this time. I'm talking about the timing, not just the agenda, the timing. You know,
my man here says, as long as the system of white supremacy exists, every white person would able to be a racist should be suspected of being one. Hell, I can just say it. They're all racist. They are all racist. Why even change that tone? No, let's just call them all racist. Don't change it, James. Don't change it. Call them for what they are. I do all the time. It doesn't bother me. They're not. I mean, there are those who are not bigots, but they're all racist. There are those who are not prejudiced, but they're all racist. Everybody knows this is a social construct. They're like, come on now.
Why they gave black people Puff Daddy during election season? You know why they gave black people Puff Daddy during election season? The reason they gave you Puff Daddy during election season, the reason they decided to serve up Sean Puffy Combs a few weeks before the election is they want to distract you from the laws that they are passing.
I'm sorry. Lisa, I'm sorry. If, like I said, if you're in pain, go ahead and treat yourself. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. You don't have to be if you don't have to. I need for you to get your rest. I need for you to get your rest, Lisa.
They want to distract you from the policies that they are enacting. They want to distract you from the initiatives that they are implementing. This is a distraction. And because they know black people love to see black people disgraced, humiliated, and destroyed. They know black people love to see black people disgraced, humiliated, and destroyed. They said, throw them one of their own. Let's lynch another Negro today to send all the black people over here while we take care of business over here. This is a grand distraction. They always do this when they're planning something really, really big that they don't want black people to pay attention to. They always do this when they're planning something really, really big that they don't want American Negroes or Africans around the world to pay attention to. And we fall for the bait every time. There's nothing wrong with a conversation on Sean Puffy Combs. But when you scroll through Black Twitter and you scroll through Black Instagram and you scroll through Black Facebook and you scroll through Black TikTok and all you see is gossip and conversation about one man at a time like this, then you know you are engaged in a grand distraction.
Who gives a shit about Puffy Combs at this time? Who gives a shit about Puffy Combs? Okay, sweetheart. We're live today. You get you some rest too. You get you some rest, okay? But I do want everybody to go to Mahogany and Roots and MJ and get yourself some good chicken. She marinated that chicken. She fried that chicken. That chicken was good. I want you to like, share, and subscribe to Mahogany, Roots, and MJ. I want everybody to like, share, and subscribe to Mahogany, Roots, and MJ. The distraction has always been what's going on over here, what's going on over there. Meanwhile, there are people who have dominated you for years and want to dominate more. Power, wealth, and resources, people. I want y'all to look at the news. I want everybody to look at Fox News. Now, Fox News, I'm not too fond of it, but at least they tell you a little bit more than CNN do. They tell you a little bit more than CNN does.
Sean Combs is a distraction. And anytime you see something like this, you should ask yourself, what are they trying to distract African people away from? One of the things they want to distract you away from, they want to distract you away from the fact that Kamala Harris and Donald Trump have no agenda for African people. One of the things they want to distract you away from. See, before they gave you Sean Puffy Combs on a silver platter, before they broke the news on Sean Combs, we were asking Kamala, what are you going to do for us? Before they broke the news on Sean Combs, we were asking Donald Trump, what are you going to do for us? Before they broke the news on Sean Combs, some of you were saying Black people need to consider Jill Stein. Some of you were saying Black people need to consider Cornel West. Some of you were saying Black people need to consider their own political party. But after they broke the news on Sean Combs, Kamala Harris was no longer the most important conversation in the community. Donald Trump was no longer the most important conversation in the community. The Green Party and the People's Party were no longer the focus of attention. Black people were tuned into what are these candidates going to do for us? And then all of a sudden, they said Black people are having too much political talk. This Dr. Umar Ifatunde got teenagers talking about a Black presidential agenda. This Dr. Umar Ifatunde got these Gen X's and Gen Z's and millennials focused on politics. We got to dumb these Negroes down. This Ifatunde movement is a bit much. What can we do to take Black America's attention off of this damn election? They are asking too many questions that we don't have any answers to. So what can we do to unify Black consciousness until November the 4th? What can we do to unify? What can we do to Black consciousness until the election? They looked at their calendar. They said, listen, we gave Kamala Harris an interview in Philadelphia with the National Association of Black Journalists, who didn't really ask her much of anything. We don't plan on giving Kamala Harris no more interviews. We might give her Roland Martin, because he's been a very loyal Democratic Party plantation slave. We might throw Roland Martin a plantation bone, but we don't plan on having Kamala answer too many more questions about Black agenda. We don't plan on having Donald Trump answer too many more questions about the Black agenda. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got exactly 6 weeks until election. What can we do to get Black people talking about something else? How can we distract these? We know that they're emotional. What do we know about Black people? We know that they are emotional. We know that they are very politically uneducated. They're very emotional. They're very politically uneducated, and they love to see their most popular people destroyed and humiliated in the public eye. So what can we do? And they said, give them Puff Daddy. Give them Puff Daddy. From all these all-Black investments, we stop him from the Black political party. We destroy his finances so he can't support no Black folks. And most of all, we get Black people talking about something else than the presidential race. Look what they did to us. When did they first drop the news on Diddy? Can somebody give me a date? Can somebody give me a date that they arrest Combs? Let's see. Let me see. When was Sean Puffy Combs arrested? Arrested September the 16th. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks from election. Sean Combs was arrested September the 16th. Exactly 7 weeks from election. Why did they do it now? To stop the Black political movement for justice.
And you wonder why sometimes when I go up, when I click on YouTube, right, and I go and I listen in the clouds, how ridiculous these people are. And it's like you're destroying yourself. You are literally destroying yourselves. I don't mind having talks, having one-on-one talks about women and how they're acting. Okay, sweetheart, I'll talk to you later. I don't mind how they're acting. I'm sorry. I don't mind if we're talking about how women are and all this other stuff, but yet you support them. How are we going to continuously talk about women when you constantly support women who act like they ain't had no home training? That's on y'all. And then you support you support celebrities that honestly don't need to be supported, and they come on here acting like complete jackasses. They don't care. All they care about is money. There's only one there's possibly only one person that can get away with it, and that's Sugihana. She isn't totally changed, but she's changed how the way she acts. She's changed to the point where she's not selling her soul. But the rest of these motherfuckers, no. This is on y'all. Y'all need to find some other caveat to talk about other than, women ain't giving us no respect, and men, men are less likely getting married than the average woman, and blah 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 blah. It's like I've had enough of that. I had enough of that type of talk already. Enough is enough already. The only thing I'm concerned about is who's building what. Who is building what? How much money does this person need? What are the credentials? What land we're building on? And I mean, you talk about reparations, that's fine. You're not going to get it, but you can talk about it all you want. And shouts out to Brandon. Brandon's a bit out there right now. But, I mean, I have to call a spade and say that he's right. I mean, you got to work. You got to work to save up that money to come up with an idea, to come up with something that'll help your generation, your next generation coming up, because it's mainly too late for us. You had to count for the next generation coming up to try to generate some type of wealth for yourself. You're pretty much locked in box. Your assets are frozen. You literally have nothing to stand on. Well, we got jobs and opportunities. Yes, opportunities that white people don't want anymore. Those jobs that you literally talk about, we got opportunities, we got money now. Bullshit. What, just because you make literally what's $25, $26 an hour now? That's like the norm. That's like the normacy to make $25, $26 an hour. As the inflation rises, we should rise with it. Some people still have the nerve to say $16 an hour is sustainable for a family. Hell no, it isn't. That's why you have 2 or 3 jobs, to try to equal an amount, but you're literally killing yourself. But that's what a man has to do. And that's what a woman has to do, along with taking care of the kids. So at some point, y'all gonna have to stop arguing with each other. Stop bickering and sassy and all la da 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 da. I don't really care for those talks anymore. I really don't. Who's the messy baddie? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. How many bodies does she have? I don't care. Can we talk about something else? Literally, can we please talk about something else? It's like every so-called expert thinks he's an expert until he is not. And you want to blame everything on a female. Blame yourselves. Because culturally, you are your own self-destruction. What they did with our sisters is just that, to me, that's small. But you have had an uninvited guest. But everything's okay. Okay, cool. All right. But y'all had ample time to be entrepreneurs, be your own damn entrepreneurs. I don't know what the hell is wrong with y'all. Y'all had time to be your own damn entrepreneurs. Y'all had time to be this. Y'all had time to be that. The time to talk is over. I want y'all to join me. I want y'all to join me around this time, some Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And if you have not, please subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have not yet, please become a member. Please become a member of this channel. Please become a member of the We-On-Loc Nation channel, aka the Lock Sector. Only care I care to talk about is this man right here. Is that it? Oh, no, because I already put that up. Damn, it didn't even go through. Shoot, that's because I erased it. Oops. I was trying to look for some previous updates, but there aren't any updates from Mr. Williams yet. There ain't no updates from Mr. Williams yet. But let's see what I can do. Let me see if there's some updates for Sade Robinson. No updates for Sade yet. You haven't gone to court yet. Not gone to court yet. Sade Robinson. Oh, hell. Shell Rose believes hell for Sade Robinson. Some remain. Returns to her family. For those who don't know, okay.
Small measure of closure for the family of Sade Robinson. They say investigators turned over some of the 19-year-old's remains to them, but the rest of Robinson's remains are still missing. Someone found her leg in Cudahy's Warnemont Park back in April. Tonight, family and friends held a vigil there in Sade's honor.
On behalf of my baby today, Sade, we are allowing you to be at peace. We don't have all of your information, but I want you to know that Mommy's got this fight. I'm going to continue fighting for you every day.
Maxwell Anderson is charged in Sade Robinson's death. Prosecutors believe he killed and dismembered her after they met for a first date. He's in jail on a $5 million bond.
Well, that's right. Yeah, our people are on the verge of being extinct. No, not really. If you're talking about our kind, dark complected, which I'm kind of like I'm in between that. But if you're talking about dark complected, yes. But if you're talking about any other complexion, no, because of all this interracial dating going on. Let me put in something.
I'm the only one who lives out here by myself. It's bouncing 8 to 12 times before it leaves your community. Hispanic money typically bounces 6 to 7 times. White money bounces 8 to 12 times. Arab and Asian money bounces 13 to 14 times. Jewish money bounces 18 times. Black money doesn't bounce once. Because as soon as you get paid, you take your posterior straight to somebody else's community and spin it. You're impoverishing yourselves by misspending your money. You're creating a balance of trade deficit. We are poor because we enrich everybody but ourselves. After I go down, I'm down in Houston, Texas, and people say, Dr. Harrison, let me take you out. See all these big, beautiful homes all the whites have? How do they get these things? Where do they get all this money for to build all these big, fine mansions? I say, it's easy. It's your money.
I hear you.
You see, whites live off of 2 incomes. Hispanics live off of 2 incomes. Asians live off of 2 incomes. They live off of 100% of their money and 98% of yours. They live, so all these other groups that you're competing with live off of 198% of money. You live off of 2%. It cannot be done. But we keep trying to do the impossible. That's why we have not progressed, as I said when I started my speech, we have not progressed in 500 years. We're still stuck on the bottom because we do stuff that doesn't make any darn sense. And what I want you all to start doing under power now, when we get this plan off, we're going to start next year. We got a very specific, broad plan all laid out where every black in America will be a participant except the Sambos and Samis. We don't want them. We don't want them. We're not going to invite them. We don't have a big tent attitude about we all got to be. No, I don't want to have no big tent attitude. I don't want half of them. Half of them need to go on and get out of here, go on to heaven or someplace, and leave the rest of us alone. And I tell you, don't waste your time trying to persuade them when you leave here. Well, you should understand the Powernomics movement and what we're going to be doing in about another year across America. We're going to build big business districts in all these big major urban areas where black folk live. And see, because what will happen, let me give you a little how it would work. It's like if you try to see, don't mess around with the food too long.
No, that's a false statement. You know why that's a false statement? Because I believe in due time, when more and more families get fed up, more and more people start showing up. When more and more families start getting fed up that they're getting lynched out here, more and more people show up. And literally say, we are tired. And eventually something's being done about it. Eventually. I'm not saying that, listen, we're never going to be a perfect people. It's never going to be a perfect situation. But we start where we start and we finish where we finish. We start where we start and we finish where we finish. If we start at 9, our hopes is to finish at 9,000, 900,000, 9 million. But right now we're only starting at 9. If we start at 4 people, because we can't take everybody with us. And note that this, if we hook up somehow, some way, hook up with each other on a personal level, the real true reason, and you're going to find this interesting, the real true reason why we haven't come together, Trey, is a mental block, a mental stability. It's everybody's at arms and everything. And all these horizontal issues, whether it be children growing out of wedlock, men going to jail due to crimes they committed, it's everywhere. And our main focus is, listen, get it together. When you do, we got room for you over here. But the rule that I have about this is there will be no bashing. There will be no finger pointing unless it's them. Unless it's somewhere in white supremacy, in white neighborhoods, we need to stop pointing the finger at each other. We already know that we need work. We already know that. So what else is new? So what else is going on? We all know we need work. And okay. We all know that women got mouths. Oh, okay. So what else is new? We all know that some black women are ratchet. Okay. So what else is new? What are we willing to do moving forward? And we can't, and no disrespect to these men groups, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with when you have just men groups and there ain't no women around, something's wrong. No disrespect. I know you're trying to rise black men up, but I can't go without my black women. I cannot. I can't. No, like that. I can't. No. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong when you can't include your own, but you want to pivot onto some white, hairy, smelly, nasty vagina. What do you Negroes have in common with white women? What? What do you guys have in common? I would like to know personally, what is it that you Negroes have in common? What can a white woman do for you other than to give you some smelly pussy? What? What? Oh, they can cook now? Is that it? They can cook now? Ladies, what can a white man do for you? Wait, don't answer that. They give you respect. But they don't know you. They don't know you internally. They just know what they looking externally. That's a difference. They don't know your pain. They don't know your struggle. But black men cheat, white men cheat too. What's your point? Black men are lazy. As far as I know, a black man is willing to do any and everything to get that paper. Ain't all right? So how is that lazy? Even the Pookies and the Ray Rays gotta work. So what's the problem? You just don't like you right now. You just don't like you. Listen, I understand we're going through a crisis right now with Black America, but come on, man. When you have, I'll tell you what. When you have the time, when you're fed up with all this bashing of women talk, when you get tired of all this bashing of men talk, come over here. Because I'm gonna let you vent for a few minutes, and then after that, I'm gonna be like, you got anything else? Is there anything else going on? Because if not, I would like to move forward to our next agenda. And that is, how in the fuck do we get our people, the next generation, our babies, the type of wealth, power, and influence that they need? We're already some 200 years, 300 years behind. But I think the time is now to stop complaining and start doing. You complain about Umar, but yet you never complain about the white man not doing anything for you. But you do expect, because you come from that era of let's get along to get along era. The white man's ice is colder. Oh, really? You got work to do. You got work to do. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's start there. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's start there. Now, I usually don't even do this late at night. I usually they're still doing a lot right now. I totally get where our people are coming from. And I totally get it. I totally get where our people are coming from. They're coming from a place of pain. They're coming from a place of, hatred for our people as well as everybody else. They're trying to get rid of us mentally. It all starts with the mind. It all starts with the mind. There's a reason why there is a Willie Lynch letter. Take the mind, keep the body. It only takes an effort for people to get off track, off balance. Somebody gets executed or eliminated by a white supremacist, by police brutality. We need to focus. Start focusing. Because they gonna get us either way. Either way you look at it, they gonna get us anyway. So I don't even know why it's so hard for y'all to comprehend that. They're going to get us either way. At some point, we're going to have to get at them. Stop putting your little cameras up. Start putting your little camera phones up and stop recording this shit and do something about it. Every time I see quarters of Apple phones and Android phones recording our sisters getting beat down, and they go, ooh, look at this. I see a kid. I'm gonna be like a Charleston White. Every time I see a nigga with their phone out and someone's getting beat down, I'm smacking the shit out of the person recording the phone, recording the activity. Niggas should start smacking the shit out of people. Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing? Bow. We need to bring back ass whoopings. Literally, we need to bring back some tough love in the Black community. Most of us need therapy. Been on that. Counseling and healing before we come together. I agree. And you know what that therapy is? Look in the mirror and say to yourself, I'm a fool. I'm a fool to go online and the only topic that I have is, what has a bitch done for me today? Women don't respect me. We got too many soft Negroes today. Too many softies. God damn, do we have too many softies in the United States of America? Godly. When I grew up, nigga acted soft like that. Oh no, we had to fix you. We had to fix you. If we had to bring back that black truck, I miss that black truck. Oh, that black sedan. Oh, I miss it. Oh, I do miss it. Oh, back in my Lansing, Michigan days. Oh, that black truck pulled up. That means you did something dumb. You did something wrong, and we had to straighten you out. Oh, you messed with old grandma back then. Oh yeah, you gonna get that black truck, and we straighten your ass out. Anybody who's fucking with the kids, or we straightened your ass out. Now it is, he's a Jamaican, he's a foreigner, he's in Africa, he's a foreigner. I'm FBA, I'm Adolf, I'm FBA, I'm Adolf, I'm FBA, I'm Adolfs. Who gives a shit? You're dead. Soon to be dead. You're dead. Soon to be dead. Mentally, economically, socially. Mentally, spiritually, economically, and socially. I'll say it again. Spiritually, economically, socially, and I forgot the other word. You're dead to the knowledge of yourself. You're dead to the knowledge of your people. And you're dead to the knowledge of your God. Faith without works is dead, right? We all die from the lack of what? Knowledge. So yes, we do need therapy, counseling, healing before we could come together. I never said we come together in droves. I said to come together in handfuls. Handfuls, that's like 5 people. We can come together with 5 individuals. Become think tanks. Because we can't unite with a broken people. That's trauma bonding. If we have but here's the thing. You do need to heal up. But there's nothing wrong with bringing your ass over here and expressing how you feel. We can have times where we can express ourselves. We can have panels. I wouldn't mind having a panel of how to express ourselves. Well, we expressed ourselves yesterday. D came up here and young Riley's or whatever his name is, he came up here and they started expressing themselves. D's down with the cause. Young is down with the cause. And hell, you know me. Shit. I am this all day. I'm not beefing. We socializing. I'm part of that beast sector 8. But I'm part of a think tank. A think tank of no other. And I want people to think with me. Because I can't do this by myself. The last person that did it by themselves, he gathered up 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 100 million black people. I think that was Marcus Garvey. There ain't no Marcus Garveys anymore. There ain't no Marcus Garveys anymore. Ain't no Frederick Douglasses anymore. Ain't no Nat Turners anymore. Hell, ain't no Dr. Khalil Muhammad's anymore. I wish there was Dr. Khalil. I wish Dr. Khalil Muhammad was here. I wish Dr. Khalil Muhammad was here. Because Dr. Khalil Muhammad, taking the whole nation now. You talk about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was nothing. But Dr. Khalil Muhammad straightened your ass out. Where the hell did I put that? Okay. Yeah, Dr. Khalil Muhammad straightened your butt out. To the highest note, shook your hand and basically wasn't afraid of no crackers. He wasn't afraid of no crackers. He was like, shit. Let me see. I don't think that would be it. Let me sign something a little bit. Let's see here. Nope. No. Okay. This one is much better. The audio is janky as hell. Never mind. The audio is janky as hell. Hold on. Nope, that's not it either.
About Colin Ferguson, the man who shot a Jamaican black male who shot 6 people on the Long Island train. Mr. Muhammad speaks.
Where they set black inmates up in these jails and penitentiaries, and in particular there in Nassau County, and pulled all the black officers out and the black inmates so they could jump on Brother Colin Ferguson, because they were mad with him for catching the Long Island train and killing all them white folks. I love Colin Ferguson. I have no official position, so I can say I love him.
You love a man who randomly killed 6 people on a commuter train?
I love Colin Ferguson just as much as the masses of white Americans love General Schwarzkopf, General Westmoreland, General Patton, General MacArthur and Eisenhower. America awards her killers, and they get ribbons and stripes and bars. I'm sensitive to the pain and suffering of the loss of life on that train, but I'm one of the rebellious slaves. And so when black people stand up out of pain and suffering and frustration, I understand after 500 years.
You also, you talk about the response of some African Americans to, for example, the book which attempts to prove that the Jews are involved in the slave trade. I'd be happy to let them see that. You talk about when white folks can't defeat you, you said in your speech at Kane, they'll always find some Negro, some boot-licking, butt-licking, buck-dancing, bamboozle, half-baked, half-fried, sissified, punkified, pasteurized, homogenized nigger that they can trot out in front of you. I would ask you, Mr. Muhammad, is Jesse Jackson a boot-licking, homogenized nigger?
To the best of his ability, I believe he tries every day to do that.
Here you are mocking Jesse Jackson at a speech. I believe this is Howard University. Roll the tape.
Oh, boot-licking, buck-dancing, scratching, shuffling, messy Jesse Jackson. Keep. I am a somebody. I am a somebody. Keep hope alive. I am a somebody. I don't rightly know who the hell I am, but I am somebody.
Yeah. Are you an entertainer or are you a committed person to black people?
I'm so glad you asked that question. I believe that the liberation and salvation of the black nation must be brought about by black people gaining a thorough knowledge of self after our 500 to 6,000 year Holocaust, where we have lost over 600 million. And so I believe that that education process must be a process of two steps: inspiration and information. So I seriously give information, but black people are a people of rhythm and spirit. So I also give inspiration.
And that's the culture. Some say that black culture is dead, right? There is a man who says that black culture is trash, and he's literally one of us in Anton Daniels. But I mean, this is the same man that said fuck Malcolm X. But there is so much to black people that black people have to recognize themselves that there's more to us than just rap music. I mean, culturally, we know how to survive through what the white man has given us throughout the years and turn it into something. And of course, the rhythm and blues and the jazz music, well, not jazz, but it's the art forms and everything. Everything doesn't have to be so economic that, I mean, come on now. We had builders back then. We had builders of the peanut, who built peanut, or who made peanut butter, who built the train, who built the railroad tracks, who built the helicopter, who built so many different things. That would be cultural. Yeah, that would be considered culture. But I want you to listen to this, and that let me see if I don't know if he's still there. Cancel. I want you to listen to this, and I want your opinion, right? I want your opinion on what you think about this.
My brother shit for the culture shit. I just said what I said. Fuck the culture. Well, in the words of Malcolm X, who told you to hate yourself? I mean, who told you to hate yourself? Black people killed Malcolm X. Fuck Malcolm X. And black people killed Malcolm X. Wow, really? Fuck Malcolm X. Fuck all of these people that came before us. I don't want to hear that. Really? My brother shit for the culture shit. I just said what I said. Fuck the culture. Well, in the words of Malcolm X, who told you to hate yourself? I mean, who told you to hate yourself? Black people killed Malcolm X. Fuck Malcolm X. And black people killed Malcolm X. Wow, really? Fuck Malcolm X. Fuck all of these people that came before us.
So you get the raw and uncut truth over here. What up, though? Narratives. I mean, you're a bit late, but salute to you anyway. Lisa has to go to the hospital, so, and then I gotta get up in the morning, but I had some things on my mind that needed to be addressed. Mr. Williams is getting executed tomorrow. Marcellus Williams is going to get executed unless they go with his appeal and a possible plea deal. It goes down to the point where he's just doing life in prison without parole. But unfortunately, the Supreme Court justices, along with, I think it's Attorney General, I'm not sure, the prosecutor had written sort of like a cease and desist letter. They did the same thing to Troy Davis. I mean, it's like this I'm getting all these people who are being executed for no apparent reason. I'm getting all these people, right? And this should tell black people something. Stop the bickering. Stop the fussing. Stop the fighting. Stop the infighting, excuse me, because it's in-house. But literally, you're gonna talk about self-hatred. You're gonna be so self-hatred for yourself. You're literally going to jump out the window. Literally going to jump out the fucking window. But it ain't happening over here, Jack. None of that shit is happening over here. See what I mean? You know where the school is. I ain't got to tell you. You should already know. We ain't talking about what school? Q Butter School? What are we talking about? King Randall School? Who are we talking about? You see, this is the reason why we can't, how we're so separated. And I don't mind certain people, but this, he gets out of line, you know what to do. I give people one chance and one chance. I give certain people one chance and one chance on. You fuck that chance up, you're gone. We don't need disruptors. We are moving forward from here on in. We can't have distracted from a bunch of coons, a bunch of stragglers, a bunch of nonsense assholes. You can't take it. We are too chained. We are too disruptive. We are too goddamn disruptive. We are, some of us are so far gone. So far gone. But literally, a white man came up to the doc and said that this man is for real. Now, if you have a white man disrupt your live stream on, was it TikTok? No, it was IG. Literally disrupt your IG live, talk to the people, and had a conversation with you for what, 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and say the things that he said. It's like, I can help you. I can help you out, Doc. It's like, this man is for real. The school is for real. And you don't know. It takes time and effort and a lot of money to pull out a project like this. And everybody wants whiteness. Everybody wants government. Everybody wants everything to be nice and white and organized and perfect. No cracks, no molds, no nothing. Okay. It's staged, really. So Umar's gonna waste his time. Umar's gonna waste his time talking to white folks. Please help me be a believer. No, bro. You wasting your time, bro. And I suppose you got some pussy from Sexy Red, right? But we're supposed to believe you got some pussy from Sexy Red. Oh no. You probably got some money from Tyler Swift. You got some money from Tyler Swift. I get you. We get you. We got you. We got you. But this is the condition that the black man is in right now. He doesn't believe in nothing anymore. He doesn't even believe in himself. And this is how he comes on my live stream and talks that tough shit. He has no belief in himself. He's heartbroken. No, I said that wrong. He's butt broken. He is butt broken. You know how a nigga is butt broken when he don't believe in nothing at all, but he's going to get along with them white folks. Umar did what he had to do. And is it working? Yes. You don't think he was heartbroken that he can't find anybody suitable that can go along with the structure of what he is trying to build for black boys? Do you not see that the vandalization that he had to go through, and King Randall, since everybody wants to be on King Randall's nuts, his school and Umar's school have both been as the exact same period, not the exact same period of time, but at different periods of time have been vandalized. I don't wanna think, or I don't want to guess who vandalized both schools. Who vandalized those schools, sir? Sir, Don, Hello, Don, you still there? Who vandalized King Randall's school, sir? Who vandalized King Randall's school? What ethnicity has vandalized King Randall's school? Was it white people or was it black people? Could have been Chinese. Chinese don't want anything to do with you. Could have been the Arabs? No. Mexicans? I don't see it. So there had to be two fractures there, black or white. Who vandalized the school, sir? We don't believe in nothing anymore. But those who do talk less. You don't even buy nothing from your people anymore. You ain't even bought anything from your people since. You don't support your own. I do. Here in Las Vegas, we got African shops 12 miles from here, which is sad. We got M&M's owned by a black man and his wife. I literally had to find I literally had to do some searching through Nevada or through Las Vegas. Let's just call it for what it is. I had to, the restaurant, M&M's. If you ever been to Vegas, M&M's, they make, they are. They got man-made cornbread. What do they call it? Sweetwater cornbread, man-made. I know this guy. After 13 years, if y'all can't see, Umar is a scammer. What is he scamming? And I would tell you, and my peoples would tell you, what is he scammed? You must come from Linen Honor's crew. You must come from that group. It's whatever. We don't pay attention to that anymore. We don't pay attention. And 13 years. I gotta write that down. You said 13 years, right? Okay, there's another one. 13 years. 13 years. First it was 10. Then it was 13. Then it was 12. 9. Make up your mind, people. This is the reason why I can't follow. I can't follow what you're saying, because you make up numbers. He's had the school for a little over 4 or 5 years. So I don't know. I don't know what to say to that anymore. I mean, you're free to rant. I met a black dude in Vegas who is a Oh, okay. He is a flat brother. I haven't, you know what? I haven't even been around that much. I haven't even drove down I haven't even drove down Las Vegas Boulevard anymore. I mean, I've been so busy. I don't even know what's out here anymore. But when I was an Uber driver, I drove everywhere. And man, things are rapidly changing. But this is what we need. This is what I hope, in hopes what I sometime in my life we need to do. They moved. They're on the strip now. M&M's is on the strip now. M&M's is right across from the Strat. So they moved. Right? Unless they have two stores, and they're still down on Charleston. But yeah, they're right across the street from the Strat Hotel. Real nice place. They are literally, they get my money. They get my money. If I really want to go there, they can have my money all day. They have good chicken, fish, grits, whatever you want. Late fish is off the chain, yo. But that's what I hope in our lifetime. I hope that we structurally pass that money around, or alternate that money around 8 to 12 times. You know, there's a tire shop around here that's 24/7. A tire shop over here by Spring Mountain. My tire got flat. There's a Mexican place that's open 24/7. 24/7. And you have the nerve to come at me as some fucking school? Get the fuck out of here. Really? They have a tire place right on Spring Mountain. New and used tires. Once you get in, they'll put the tire on for you. You pay for it. You're on your way. It's that simple. What can we do constructionally? I was going to move by Blue Diamond. Blue Diamond has changed too. A lot. A hell of a lot. It got so much infrastructure down there, it's ridiculous. And it's grown. It is absolutely grown. And it's absolutely beautiful with all those houses out there. I know because my uncle and my aunt, they had a house there for like at least like 4 or 5 years before they had to move into an apartment. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, they moved into a house finally. Hopefully they have sustained themselves, because if they have to move in with us again, not that I don't mind. Well, if you're ever in town, look me up. I've been in and out lately, and I gotta get my family all situated. It's a trip out here, man. It's a total trip out here. But let me stop ranting and let me give my conclusion of this. My conclusion is this. When you stop, because you only have but so much grace, when you stop ranting about bullshit, then you're free to come over here anytime you want. We can talk about Umar, we can talk about black females, we can talk about how you can't stop murdering each other, we could talk about all that shit. But once we get done, once we come to a solution, we're moving forward. Yeah, I do. Once we move forward, that's it. I don't want to hear another fucking thing about these issues that could have been settled in 5 minutes. Because the more we talk about these things, the more we're going to be just dancing in a circle. And we got nowhere. Meanwhile, your predecessors are stealing everything else. We're stealing more power. Excuse me, taking. Not stealing, but taking. Taking more power for themselves. And the only thing you're going to have to worry about is who hates you more, the European or the Chinaman. But you think just because you make supposedly, allegedly 6 figures that nobody can touch you. Bullshit. Look at Puffy. Oops. The man just bailed out of jail for $75 million. Everybody thought he was untouchable. You thought wrong. Now, then who? I've heard of the name. When are we going to grow up, people? When are we going to grow up? When are we ever going to grow up? When y'all get tired of that, raw nonsense, you know who to come to. And I'll open up a panel, and we can have a panel full of people, 2, 3, 4, doesn't matter. But the one thing that I do want to hear from some people when they're over here is solution-based, real solution-based things, real solution-based. I'm not talking about Sharon Bracey. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about what we do over here. I want to hear real solution-based things that we can do. At least come up with some ideas, correct? Come up with some ideas. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm done. I'm done with all this rah-rah talk. Y'all don't even support, not everyone, but y'all don't even support the women in your channel. It's all about the men. What are the men? What are the men's? Y'all get some sleep. This is We-On-Loc signing off.